$1,000. That's not what you made this month. That's what you are. You wake up at 5:45 a.m., not because you're an early riser or a hustler, but because the bus doesn't care about your sleep schedule. The air in the room is stale, moving only because of a rattling table fan that sounds like it's fighting for its life. You lie there for 3 minutes, staring at the ceiling, doing the only thing people at this level do: arithmetic. Before your feet even hit the cold floor, you've already subtracted the rent, the phone bill, and the 3-day-old bus pass from a number that was already too small. This is where we begin. This is the level where money isn't a currency. It's the air. And you're already holding your breath. Level 1. $1,000 per month. The survival arithmetic. At $1,000 a month, your life is a series of microscopic negotiations. You're at the grocery store, staring at 2 different brands of peanut butter. One is $3.40. The other is $4.10. You stand there for 60 seconds, calculating if that 70 cents is the difference between having enough for the laundromat on Tuesday or wearing the same shirt for the 4th time this week. You don't have hobbies. You have free time, which you usually spend sleeping because being awake costs money. You check your banking app more than you check your messages. You know your balance to the penny. $14.32. That has to last you until Friday. The world feels heavy. Every noise, a clunk in your car's engine, a letter from the utility company, a friend asking if you want to grab a drink, feels like an attack. At this level, you aren't building a life. You're defending a perimeter, and the perimeter is shrinking. Level 2. $5,000 per month. The stability trap. The shift happens quietly. You get the job, or the promotion, or the side gig finally clicks. Suddenly, you aren't doing the math at the grocery store anymore. You buy the olive oil you actually like. You pay your bills on auto pay. For the first month, you feel like a king. But then, the stability trap sets in. You realize that $5,000 a month is enough to be comfortable, but not enough to be free. You wake up at 7 a.m. now. You have a car that starts every time, but you spend 90 minutes a day sitting in it, crawling through traffic to a building where you trade your best hours for a number that covers your upgraded life. You have lifestyle inflation. Your bed is nicer, your clothes fit better, but your bank account at the end of the month looks suspiciously like it did when you were making half as much. The stress has changed. It's no longer, will I eat? It's now, will I ever be more than this? Level 3, $10,000 per month. The golden handcuffs. $10,000 a month. 6 figures. The number everyone told you was the goal. Your daily life looks perfect on Instagram. You wake up in a high-rise. You have a gym membership you actually use. You eat at restaurants where they don't put the prices on the chalkboard. But this is the level of the golden handcuffs. Your life is now a high-performance machine that requires constant fuel. You aren't working for yourself anymore. You're working for the image of yourself. You have a mortgage on a house that's too big, a lease on a car that's too fast, and a level of stress that keeps you up until 2 a.m. You stop measuring wealth in dollars and start measuring it in escapism. You work 50 weeks a year so you can afford 2 weeks in a place where nobody knows your name. You're making more money than 90% of the planet. And yet, you've never felt more like a servant. Level 4, $50,000 per month. The leverage point. Then something breaks. You stop trading your time for money and start trading value. At $50,000 a month, your daily life detaches from the clock. You don't go to work. You make moves. You wake up when your body is done sleeping. You spend your morning reading, thinking, and looking at data. You've stopped doing the work and started owning the work. You have a team. You have systems. Your biggest stressor isn't a bill. It's an opportunity cost. You realize that every hour you spend doing something a $20 an hour assistant could do is an hour you've wasted. Money has stopped being a thing you earn and has become a tool you use. You buy back your time. You pay people to clean your house, cook your food, and drive your car. Not out of ego, but because your time is now the most expensive thing you own. Level 5. $100,000 per month. The Wealth Machine. $100,000 every single month. At this level, the money is moving faster than you can spend it. You check your accounts and see that while you were sleeping, you made more than you used to make in a year at level 1. Your daily life is now about curation. You don't answer your own phone. You don't manage your own calendar. You exist in a filter. Only the most important decisions reach your desk. You start to see the world differently. You don't see products. You see markets. You don't see houses. You see assets. You realize that the $1,000 version of you was playing a completely different game. You feel a strange sense of isolation. You can't talk about your problems with your old friends anymore. To them, your problems sound like bragging. You've reached the peak, but the air is thin. Level 6. $1 million per month. The Sovereign. $1 million a month. $12 million a year. This is the sovereign level. You have exited the human economy. You don't have a job, a business, or even investments in the traditional sense. You have an empire. Your daily routine is entirely psychological. You wake up in a room that costs more than your level 1 apartment did. You look at the city below you and realize that you own pieces of it. The buildings, the businesses, the debt of the people living in it. The arithmetic is gone. You don't know what a gallon of milk costs. You don't know what your electricity bill is. You have people whose entire career is making sure you never have to think about those things. The stress at this level is legacy. You aren't worried about being broke. You're worried about being irrelevant. You're worried that the machine you built will outgrow you. You have reached the end of the game, only to realize that the game never actually ends. It just changes shape. The full circle. You look back at the $1,000 version of yourself. You remember the smell of that rusty fan. You remember the taste of the cheap noodles, and you realize something terrifying. The $1,000 man was more alive than the $1 million man. Every dollar he found felt like a victory. Every meal felt like a miracle. The machine doesn't care which version of you it's feeding. It just asks for consistency. It asks for your time, your focus, and your soul. You check your balance one last time. It doesn't matter what the number is, because at the end of the day, you're still just a man, lying on a mattress, waiting for the sun to come up.